After 8 months of work, I recently received my UK Global Talent Visa. I'm making this to bring clarity to the process to help you get the endorsement and ultimately the visa. I will specifically be focusing on potential leader or exceptional promise for theater, but if you're applying for anything else in arts and culture, much of what I'm going to share will help you as well. The biggest thing I learned from this process is it's not about the work you've done, but how you present it. So don't be discouraged from applying like I was if you don't think you have enough evidence. You probably have more than you think. This video should not be your final resource for your application process. I've provided all the helpful links and resources you need below. They do change their guidelines from time to time, so make sure everything that I'm going to cover and talk about in this video is up to date. In my opinion, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a lawyer to guide you through this. But if you don't have the time and you do have the money, that might be an option for you. The details in this process are everything, so make sure you don't miss any. You may be turned down if they are not satisfied that you meet all their requirements. Don't skim, read all of it. The visa process is broken up into 2 stages. In stage 1, you have to get endorsed by the endorsing body of your particular field. For theater, it's Arts Council England. This is 99% of the work and what you'll be spending the majority of your time on. If you do get the endorsement, you can move on to stage 2, or you can apply for both the endorsement stage 1 and the visa itself stage 2 at the same time. You won't get a refund on the visa application if you're turned down, but you would get a refund on the health surcharge. If you don't get the endorsement, you can appeal their decision for free and tell them why they should reconsider you. If you do receive the visa, you can stay and work in the UK between 1 to 5 years, depending on which one you get. Once your visa expires, you can extend it, and the good news is you won't have to get the endorsement again. However, you will have to provide evidence that you've been paid for theater work. As of now, there's no minimum on how much you should make. In addition, you can leave and travel as much as you want. You can also apply for indefinite leave to remain after 3 or 5 years. For exceptional promise, this will be 5 years. You're either applying for this visa inside or outside the UK. If you're outside, you will hear back within 3 weeks. If you're inside, it's 8 weeks. It goes without saying, but if you're inside the UK, make sure you apply before your current visa runs out. If you are inside the UK and on a visitor visa or short-term student visa, you will be turned down. In that case, you have to leave the country to apply. If you're on the graduate visa, like I was when you apply, then you will be given an extension period while you wait to hear the results. This visa is expensive, and like many artists, like myself, it'll be a heavy hit to your bank account. If you're short on money, like I was, there might be an option for you, and I'll cover that shortly. In stage 1, it's £524 for the endorsement as of now. In stage 2, it's £192 for the visa, £624 per year up to 5 years for the health surcharge. It's between £0 to £200 for the biometric appointment. I'll cover that later. So the total cost, this is including your endorsement, your visa, and your health surcharge. So if you're low on money, obviously I would go with 1 year. This is the one I went with. Or you can go 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, or 5 year if you can afford it. And again, you don't have to get the endorsement again if you extend your visa. Stage 1 is about proving through your body of evidence that you're a potential leader. You must include all of the following. 3 letters of recommendation. This can be no more than 3 pages long. 2 letters must be from an established arts and cultural organization, for example, drama school or acting studio, and 1 letter can be from an individual. At least one of these must be based in the UK. Next is a copy of your CV. Your CV should include everything you've done in your artistic career, not just theater work. Even though your evidence will be focusing just on theater, for your CV, you can include everything you've done in your career. You have to provide up to 10 pieces of evidence in the following categories: international media recognition, international awards or nominations, and international appearances or exhibitions. These 10 pieces don't include your 3 letters of recommendation and CV. Now, you don't have to submit 10 pieces of evidence. It just can't be more than that. I submitted 9. I know someone who submitted 5 and they got the visa. Submitting 10 just helps your chances if you're not sure if certain pieces of evidence would count or not. It gives the endorsing body more options to look through. Within these 10 pieces of evidence, you must include at least 2 of these categories. If you do include international media recognition, you have to have at least 2 pieces of this evidence from 1 or more countries. If you include international awards or nominations, then you have to have at least 1 piece of that evidence. And for international appearances or exhibitions, this can be from 1 or more countries. So say you don't have any awards or nominations, because nominations do count for exceptional promise in the awards category, then you would have to include media recognition and appearances. Or say you don't have any media recognition, then you would have to have 1 award or nomination and appearances. I hope that's clear. Academic work does not count as evidence. They recently changed their guidelines on this. Before, you could have a mixture of both academic and professional, but as of now, you cannot use academic for media recognition or appearances. But for awards, you can use full scholarships for recognized art schools and conservatories. If you're getting something helpful from this video, please click the like button and consider subscribing. And by the way, given that this visa is for theater, you can only include theatrical work in your 10 pieces of evidence. According to Art Council England's guideline, you can include these categories. All your evidence should be typed and can be no more than 2 pages unless you're including a letter of support with that evidence. This is separate from your main 3 letters of support. I'll go more into detail on that in my letters of support video. It needs to be a standard document size. Your evidence format should include the title at the top. Say you did Romeo and Juliet, you would put Romeo and Juliet at the top. Next will be the evidence type. Is this an appearance, media recognition, a nomination, an award? Under that, it's going to be the date of the performance, then the venue where it took place. Under that, the location. What city did this take place in? And then you're going to provide the links. This is proof that you actually were involved with this production. You cannot include social media with this. Examples could be articles, a link to buy the tickets, program, etc. Under this, you're going to put your personal statement, and then finally, your photos. This will be the photos of your performance, of the programs, the brochures, the articles, etc. In your personal statement, you're going to be talking about what this evidence is with examples and why it proves that you are a leader. Remember, this visa is about your leadership. Why did your leadership lead to the success of the show? Using words like leader, innovative, creative, success, and collaboration is important. Every piece of evidence you have in your 10 pieces, your appearances, media recognition, and awards will include your personal statement. When you actually send your evidence off, you'll be emailing them in. Once you pay, they'll send you the steps to follow. You may end up sending more than 1 email if the file is too big. Keep in mind that if you leave the UK after you submit, then your application will be canceled. This applies to both stage 1 and stage 2. You can pay extra to expedite it and get their decision within 1 to 5 working days. This is either £500 or £1,000 depending on which option you choose. Stage 2 is a lot more straightforward. You'll provide all the necessary documents like your passport, your endorsement letter if you have it, and you'll pay for your health surcharge. You'll choose how many years you want to pay for, which is how long your visa will last. It's 1 to 5 years, so you have 5 options. You'll also schedule your appointment for your biometric residence permit to get your fingerprints and photo taken. you'll most likely have to book further out in advance to find a free option. If you book a slot that is soon, you'll most likely have to pay. I don't know why that is. As of now, it's around 100 to 200 pounds. If you want the free option, you may have to go a little outside of London to do so. If you do get the endorsement or the visa, they're just gonna send you an email. I wish they sent some sort of fancy plaque for all that hard work. Come on, throw me a party or something. You have no idea what I had to go through. There are many resources I've attached below that at some point you'll need. The ones I use the most is Art Council England's PDF guideline, and I also corresponded with them back and forth via email. They have a live chat that's open a few hours a day if you want a more quick response. I personally found them a lot more helpful than immigration advisors. They gave a lot more specific answers that gave me more peace of mind before submitting the visa. In the next video, I'll be going over your letters of support. This is not a general letter of recommendation. You have to meet very specific requirements. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, it would help me if you would like it and boost the algorithm or whatever, the analytics, whatever that thing is. Okay, have a good day. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.